Hi everyone, the Lone Wolf here, back with another ETH Talk, your weekly look at the ETH Online markets. And you should check out ethguild.net if you haven't already. The largest kill on there, Ragnarok, Titan 80 billion, awesome kill. Second largest kill, however, Caldari Shuttle, 23 billion. That Caldari Shuttle thought was a good idea to undock with 43 plex in his hold. Here in Jita, so he obviously got scanned and popped, and none of the plexes dropped, so that's almost $1,000 free for CCP, which they don't have to put any game time against. So yeah, don't undock with plex, Jesus Christ. Anyways, we're here for the market, and let's start out with Tritanium. 570 for some sellers in station, 579 are the other ones though. And back with the corrupted data point. How the hell do you get a data point for Tritanium at above 100 million? I don't totally understand that, but alright, so that's not a good chart. Let's take a look at the pyrite chart. It's finally flattened out above 15 ISK. Just look at where it comes 1 year ago, and server downtime in 1 hour. It was just at like 5 ISK just a year ago. Now it's above 15 ISK. So yeah, that was definitely pretty interesting ride so far for pyrite. But it does look like the top has been reached, and current prices in station 1526, 1529, something like that. Just below 15 for the buyers. So yep, although pyrite, let's have a quick look at Mexalon. That one's probably again corrupted data point, but at least you can see the motion, and it's heading to below 50. Let's have a look what it is in station. Yeah, 49.99 for the sellers, 47.91 for the buyers. So from the easiest minerals, I would say, and this is just pyrite, Mexalon and Tritanium, which is from Veldspar, Plagioclase, or what's the last one? Let's have a quick look. Scordite, that's what I wanted to say. At the moment, probably Scordite is still doing pretty strong because of the high prices of pyrite, whereas Mexalon is less interesting than what it was when Mexalon does Plagioclase is probably less interesting than what it was during most of the year when the price was at around 60 to 65 even. So yeah, that's pretty interesting for the miners. Not too much movement just yet, but pyrite is definitely the one that's doing well. Let's have a quick look at the Isogen chart. That one's come back from its top around the expansion. And Noxium, you can still get that from HiSec, holding at around 800 ISK, which I don't think is that bad of a price. Actually, Noxium probably still doing pretty well as well. I think it's Umber for Isogen and Pyroxeres for Noxium, something like that. So I would say if you can mine Pyroxeres, that's still gonna be worth it. Unfortunately, you can't do that everywhere, so that depends a little bit on which empire space you're in for you to get either Umber or Pyroxeres, stuff like that. Moving on then to the Tech 1 chips, let's have a look. I would expect that to be decently stable. The Drake maybe not the best of examples of this, because you can see that the 5-day moving average is moving quite a lot up and down, and the 20-day moving average going up towards 51 million. Let's have a quick look at prices in station. 52 million for the sellers, 50.6 million for the buyers. So the Drake definitely went up around 2 million in the last week. Pretty damn interesting. Maybe some Drake fleets are coming back, I don't know. Let's have a quick look then at the Maelstrom. 201, 216. That's half decent margin, but here you can see that it's a lot more stable. Even on the 1 year chart, which I think is normal considering the current mineral prices. So I would say overall, except for a few exceptions, especially like the battle cruisers, that could obviously be one of the reasons the battle cruiser changes. On the battleship front, so far still gonna be pretty stable. So yeah, for miners, you know, pretty stable market at the moment. Let's move on to Tech 2 markets. Let's have a look at the Guardian chart. The 1 year chart doesn't show too much. Once again, a narrow band. 5-day moving average went above the 20-day moving average, which is slowly trending up. So for these logistics cruisers, Tech 2 logistics cruisers, let's have a quick look at their margins. For the Guardian, 125, 130. So that's just a 5 million margin, not a lot, I would say. Basilisk, 122, 129, something like that, 7 million. A bit better, but I'd like to see the margin above 10 million before I put any trade money in there. Oneros, 144, 145, 6 million, that's once again pretty damn low. And Scimitar, 133, 141, 8 million. Yeah, if you still want to do some active trading, I would say go for the Scimitar at the moment. But the Tech 2 market is looking a bit more stable than what it was last year so far. Maybe I should have a quick look at a larger Tech 2 ship. So maybe the command ships could be interesting. Let's have a look at the chart for the Absolution. Maybe go on the 1 year chart. That has a lot more movement in there, even right here in the on the Damnation as well. Nighthawk, Vulture. Of course, we are talking about different prices. I think then yeah, 225 million. We are talking about chips that are almost twice as expensive as the logistics cruisers. But look at that EOS chart. That's a trade-worthy chart in my opinion. That looks pretty cool. Claymore, a bit less, but still pretty doable. Sleipnir, maybe not. Definitely a downtrend at the bottom here. So if you look at some of the margins here, 10 million, that's not enough. No, 196, 208, that's not enough either. The EOS looked, yeah, there you go. The EOS pretty interesting, 192, 219. Yeah, that's a decent margin, decent looking chart. You know, that's a bit of, I feel that the Tech 2 market, it comes and it goes, but it's definitely the one that's most trade worthy. You just have to try and look for the deals, and in this case, you know, the EOS, that looks pretty damn interesting. So we quick look at the Astarte, 208, 215. No, that's too low a margin, but like that, looking at the margin and looking at the chart, I do think you can find some good deals in the Tech 2 market. And I wouldn't really put it in the logistics cruisers for the next week, because the margins are just a bit low over there. Moving on to the Tech 3 market, melted nano ribbons. 5.6 for the sellers, 5.8 for the buyers. I would expect the uptrend to continue. Yep, there you go. Let's have a look at 3 months, so it's a bit more detailed. Yeah, 5-day moving average still way above 20-day moving average, so definitely an uptrend. Let's see if this also translates. The Loki, not so much, holding on, but definitely 5-day moving average went back down. So a quick look at the Tengu. There you go. Same chart. Apparently some people were expecting higher prices because the 5-day moving average, but that has corrected by now, and so it looks like it's gonna stay below 180. Yeah, 176, 169 for the Tengu. Very low prices for the Tengu at the moment. 174, 178 for the Loki, so pretty stable below 180 as well. Although the nano ribbons are moving up, so there might just be a bit of a delay. So it's going to be interesting to see whether or not the Tech 3 ships will actually follow this trend that the melt nano ribbons seems to have started. Anything else? Yeah, quick look at Technetium. I'll quickly look at that on the 1 year chart, because I don't expect too much movement on that anytime soon. Yeah, we had that small bubble, which I expect to be just some speculation going on, but it's back below 80k. Galente fuel blocks, yeah, pretty stable below 14k. Once again, until you get some news concerning these products, I don't see them moving anytime soon. Let's move on to the Plex then, which is of course pretty interesting. Here in JITA, you can see it tried to reach the 500 million bottom, but it's not been there just yet. And if you look closely, the 5-day moving average has bounced right off of that 500 million point and is now just above the 20-day moving average. So I do expect that the bottom has pretty much been hit, and interestingly enough, it does look like around 500 million. So I don't remember your name, but whoever said it was not going to be 550 but 500 million for the bottom, you were absolutely right, spot on in fact. Let's have a look at the prices. 504 for the buyers, 514 for the sellers, 10 million margin, pretty normal. I'd expect it to be a little bit larger on a 500 million item, but it's Plex we're talking about. There's a lot of competition at the moment. And for me personally, this is looking pretty good, because I managed to get 7 Plex at an average price of below 500 million, including the cost, even with the last few purchases. So that's pretty good. I'm ready for the rise of Plex once again. It might take some time to materialize. I think if I'm reading this chart right, you saw a small rise towards the summer expansion, but it's really at the winter expansion where the big move up has been. So I'll have to decide whether or not I want to take some profit at the summer expansion and go back in after that, or if I just want to hold on to my 7 Plex for the winter expansion, which usually means the top of the year. Of course, this is all just speculation on my part. You never know what's going to happen in any given year, but I have seen this trend in the last 2 years, so I'm pretty confident that 7 Plex below 500 million is a good investment that will make me quite a lot of ISK when the time comes. Anyways, that's it for this Eve Talk, and I'll see you all next time.